Living your life with passion and without limitations is a great mindset. And this morning we are chatting with a woman who truly embodies it and is willing to share it with you. Auctioneer and now author Letitia Frye joining us this morning to talk about her new book, which is called No Reserve, in which she shares her own 11 strategies for a successful life, a life lived with passion that is full of fulfillment. So as you know, I just am in awe of you anytime I see you in action doing so
Thank
much for
you.
local charities. It's incredible to see you work a room and to watch that incredible brain of yours compute numbers like nobody I've ever seen. So tell me about what inspired you to share some of your personal stories and strategies for success? Because I look at you and the assumption would be you've always been the epitome of
Ooh.
success and confidence, but you've had to battle through.
You know what, Olivia? First of all, thanks for having me on, but you just pretty much hit the nail right on the head. What you think that I am like versus what I'm actually like, which is a problem that many of us have. I've been through a tremendous amount of adversity, everything that goes from divorce through to being hit by a car with a brain injury, to having two suicides in my family, facing the poverty line. There's a series of things that ultimately, I think a lot of times, no matter what you think is an appearance of someone on the outside, inside, we all have the commonalities of adversity and struggle, particularly today, particularly if you look at what we're up against today. And it's very ironic to have taken 9 years to write this book, 9 years to get it published through traditional publishing. And it comes out at a time where really it's hitting upon what people need to hear more than ever. Our commonalities are in the adversity, but so is the opportunity is in the adversity itself.
So you're encouraging people to kind of step back and take a look at where they can find some greatness. And I know that you get a lot of satisfaction and joy out of the ability to do good. I mean, you have helped to raise
Oh, yeah.
upwards of $500 million for charities, which is just the impact is just boggles the mind. All of us can't have that kind of reach, but you say we all have something we can give, and for that we will get.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Olivia, I inadvertently put the very thing that saved my life into my life through my work. What I set out to do in the auction business was to be different than others, and I wanted to volunteer for every single one of my clients that I served. So that meant, you know, going to Haiti to feed orphans and going down to homeless shelters and going to domestic violence shelters. Well, once I got hit by the car and I had the brain injury, and then the father of my children shot himself, I still had to show up for that job. So when I would show up in the midst of feeling so horrible about myself, up against so many difficult adversities in my life, what brought me the most resilience really was that I had to go and help others. And this magical thing happened by mistake. While I would help someone else, when I was done, a little child with cancer would look up at me and say, "Thank you so much for being with me today," or "Thank you for coming to camp to be with me." And what happened is that my own inner values started to come back. And I started to see the correlation between giving and the sense of self that comes up, as well as the perspective that what happens is a lot of times we create this mountain in our mind based on we think this is it, I'll never get out of this. Well, then you actually go in front of someone and you actually see how bad they have it. And it gives you a sense of perspective that maybe I have some things to be grateful for. Maybe I'm not as low as I think I am, and I'm not as low inside as I think I am. So I inadvertently put giving into my job, and it ultimately saved my life.
And it is just fascinating that this would happen right now, that you'd be able to share this, because this is a moment in time, I think, when we all need better perspective to see beyond our own households and our own crises and see how we can connect with other human beings. And that to me is what you are all about. So I can't wait till we're back to normal life and I get to be in a ballroom with you again and see you make magic happen and make people dig deeper into their pockets than they ever knew possible and really understand why we come together. So thank you so much for sharing your book, and it is
Thank
available
you, Olivia.
everywhere, right?
It is. It is absolutely. In fact, I even have my own very worn out copy because I do all the work in the book over and over and over again. It's on Amazon, it's on Goodreads, it's on Barnes and Noble. And for those of you that actually might be in an airport, it's in there too. Yeah, Sound Wisdom Publishing is my publisher.
Fantastic.
And I give them a shout out because they've done such an amazing job getting this message out.
Well, congratulations to you. It is definitely a story that is worth telling. You're an amazing woman. So happy to see you today and look forward to seeing you in
Thank you,
person.
Olivia. Thank you. Me too.